Hello, floss tube. I am not centered. That's better. Okay, hello, floss tube. This is Stasha from Stitch in Crime. I am actually wearing my Stitch in Crime shirt that I got for Christmas this year. My sister-in-law made it for me. And apparently I got it dirty and did not notice. We'll just move the necklaces so that they're on top of the dirt spot there. Now you don't have to look at the dirt spot. So, big year. Lots of stuff has happened. Lots of stuff going on. It is Sunday, March 30th, also known as Daybell Eve. Lori Daybell goes on trial for the shooting death of her husband, Charles Vallow, her last husband before she married Chad in Hawaii. And that's jury selection starts tomorrow. But before we get into crime, and there is, oh my gosh, there is a lot going on. We have 4 cases in Utah where the parents have been helping their daughters. So anyway, we're going to start with the stitching part of stuff, since that's what a lot of you are here for, and there are some of you who don't stick around for the crime. So we'll start with the stitching first. I have an FFO. My Christmas wreath stitch along is all finished. It is now a nice pillow. It even has a zipper in it, which, because it has a zipper in it, you know I am not the person who did it. So Designer Fabrics is here in Salt Lake, and they do upholstery finishing. And part of upholstery finishing is making throw pillows. So they made this into a pillow for me. And it was under $100, which was nice. And there is a beagle hair on that pillow. Okay, so there's the pillow. It is modified from the original pattern because the original style did not call for Krynick. But I put some in anyway, because ornaments should be sparkly. So we have an FFO, and then we'll do finishes. So I finished this nice little small for my husband. Because after all, this is the only time the size matters. And I have these nice little pearl-handled revolvers to go on it. Figure they'll go on something like this. Off to the side there. I have to move it in a little bit in order to... Well, it's going to hang, so I'll have to figure out how to put it on so that I've got 2, 1 for each side. And I'm pretty sure it was either Jen or Brooke that gave me the idea. Whichever one of them stitched this. They also had, they had picked up some at Michael's. Some little pistol charms, and I found mine on Etsy. So, if you want some details on this, the pattern is Size Matters from Dirty Annie's. Dirty Annie Designs. The fabric is 28 count Brugia from Under the Sea Fabrics, and it is stitched in Classic Colorworks, Kohl, Wagon Wheel, and I forgot the third one. Hold on a second, I can look that up for you real quick. The third thread is, Thunderstorm. I think it's Thunderstorm. Hold on. Let me give you the correct information. Blue Moon. Kohl, Blue Moon, and Wagon Wheel. So the black is Kohl, the brown is Wagon Wheel, and the chrome is Blue Moon. So that was finished in March. Also finished this year, probably in February. Yeah, definitely in February. Carolyn Manning is coming to the retreat. Still don't like where I'm at. Carolyn Manning is coming to the retreat in Layton in August. So I had to stitch my Carolyn Manning piece. This is the pattern is Twinkle, and it's that center part. The fabric is from Stitchery Express. It is Christmas Message done on landscape. And I went ahead and stitched the lines for the ornaments, except for this. I didn't do the silver ones. I'm still debating whether I should do the silver ones or not. If you think I should do the silver ones, let me know. Also, I was also thinking about maybe doing 032 Krynic on the snowflakes in those bottom ornaments. So until I drop it off at the framers, I can still change my mind. And then the other thing I have been doing is this year I am stitching the hometown holidays. So last year my stitch along was I don't remember what I stitched as my stitch along last year. Was Shepherd's Bush last year, or was that 2 years ago? I think it was Shepherd's Bush last year. Anyway, Hometown Holiday is my one for this year. So the first one I stitched was My House. It's the first one on the series. So there is My House. And then I did the Caroling Quartet. So here's the Caroling Quartet. Then we had the train station. This was what I stitched the first part of February. And there is a lot of vanilla custard on that. I am using vanilla custard for the white. So that house is all vanilla custard. And I'm thinking when it comes to doing the church, I am probably going to not use vanilla custard. I may use bamboo for the church, but we'll see when we get to it. And then the first one in March was the candy shop. And then I didn't do a second one in February because I stitched the Carolyn Manning piece. But I did do the needle workshop as my second one in March. So that one is done. And I used Krynic 032 on these. I'm working on a 28 count natural linen from Zweigart, and I'm using Classic Colorworks for all the threads on them. Okay, my birthday was in February, and my sister, if you remember last year, I stitched the West Point sampler for my sister. I got my socks. The rule was, the exchange was I would stitch her sampler. She needed to knit me some socks, and she sent me these two. So my sister knits, I don't. So I have 2 pairs of knitted socks. And they arrived on my birthday, so that was really cool. So I think one pair is the payment, and the other pair is for my birthday, which is kind of cool and nice. Okay. That was size... Oh! I didn't have to look it up. I put the colors for size matters right here. So yeah, it is new. It is Blue Moon. Oh, it was Black Coffee, not Coal. Okay, so Black Coffee, Blue Moon, and Wagon Wheel. And that's the pattern from Dirty Annie's. Okay. So this year I was planning on just stitching 2 pieces a month and focusing on my Whip Go pieces. And I have done really well on keeping up with Whip Go. I've completed at least 1,000 stitches in each of my Whip Go pieces. And the Whip Go pieces I have worked on so far this year are Queen of the Needle, which I finished. And I'm pretty sure I showed it to you all. Because either that or oh, no. Okay. If I didn't show it to you, let me show you. There are two sides. There are two sides, and the top and the bottom. Got to straighten my crown. So that is, I have dogs who have wandered in. So if you're hearing jingling, that is the dogs. So I finished that. That was the first Whip Go for this year. And after I finished my 1,000 stitches, it was so close to done, I just went ahead and finished it. So the next Whip Go piece was Ladybird Fairy. And you're looking at the back side. My grandma always told me, be careful who you show the backside of your projects to. Backsides are a lot like underwear. You definitely got to be careful who you show them to. So you all got a flash. So here is Ladybird Fairy. And you'll notice the ladybirds are orange and not red. Because as we go further up, she is going to become Asian. And Japanese ladybirds are orange, not red, the way American and UK ones are. So she will be surrounded by the Japanese ladybirds. So I put in over 1,000 stitches on her. And then Size Matters was my Whip Go for this month. I had down there a small project, so Size Matters got finished. Next was Wild Hunt. We put in over 1,000 stitches there. So we now actually have some of the horses and some of the dogs on the carousel. And I know that I have enough fabric. So the piece of fabric is big enough because I have now gone top to bottom and know that I have enough. So this is Wild Hunt from Dragon Designs, and it is on Picture This Plus. I don't remember the color. Anyway, it's a Picture This Plus fabric. And I got the fabric, I got the pattern and the fabric at a Picture This Plus booth when Firewing Designs, not Dragon Designs, Firewing Designs was sharing a booth with them. And the next piece was Kingdom of Books, which somehow I don't have with me right now. So I'll put a picture at the end. You can fast forward and see it at the end. So Kingdom of Books was next. And Princesses Dumel was also there, and neither of those are in here, so I'll put pictures of both of those at the end. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's 6. The 2 that have been called for April are Sentinel and Secret Carousel. Secret Carousel is my Haid. I will put a picture of that at the end. My goal this year is to put in 50 stitches a day on my Haid. Because one of the things about keeping statistics is it will tell you if a project is ever going to be finished in your lifetime. And it hit me at the rate that I was working on my Haid, it was going to take me 50 years to finish. Because I was averaging about 10 stitches a day. I only got 3,600 stitches in it last year. And that is not going to be enough to finish that within my lifetime, because statistically I'm not going to live another 50 years. So yeah, I just told you all my age. Anyway, I have been averaging 50 stitches a day on my Haid. And next month, in addition to my 50 stitches, I also need to put in an additional 1,000 on it. And at this rate, at 50 stitches a day, I will finish my Haid within 10 years. Which, okay, it's doable. And who knows, I may even put in more than 50 stitches a day. If I could do 100 stitches a day, no, at 50 stitches a day, it'll take me 20 years. At 100 stitches a day, it would take me 10. So who knows? Maybe I'll get to the point where I'm doing 100 stitches a day and we'll get it finished in 10 years. Okay, the other piece that is for Whip Go in April is Sentinel, which is another Fire Wings Designs. And this is Sentinel. I have completed pages 1, 4, and 7. So the first column of pages is done. I have only a little bit left to go to finish up page 2. Yeah, page 2. And then I will be working on page 5. Yep, 2, 5, and 8. So, and I will probably finish page 9, because page 9 is just like a little bit of the blue over here, and then that'll be done. No, it's page 3 that's just a little bit of the blue. So I'll probably finish page 3, so I'll have the top row and the top side, the top row left side, and we'll be working on the middle this year. So 1,000 stitches in Sentinel next month. Okay. So even though I was only going to work on 2 pieces at a time this year, I've got magnets that have decided to attach to each other. I decided to play Crazy Cupid on semi-sane stitchers, so I just separated you two. I had 20 pieces that I worked on. Some of them are ones you've already seen, but to show you some of the other. Okay, we have definitely got to just keep these 2 magnets apart, because I keep going to pick this up and then I touch the magnet. So this is my Just Nan Summer Needle Roll. So I got quite a bit done on it during Crazy Cupid. So Crazy Cupid, you pick 20 pieces, and each of them is represented by a number on your 20-sided dice. And then you roll a 6-sided dice, and you stitch either 10 stitches. No, you stitch either 100 stitches, 200 stitches. Anyway, I was doing the 100 stitches per number. So whatever I rolled, I would stitch whatever 100 that is. So it could be between 100 and 600 on the piece. And I worked on 20 pieces during February for the Crazy Cupids. So this was Summer Needle Roll got some attention. And then it will get more attention when I get to the Whip Go Square for Just Nan's. Alice in Wonderland got some attention. We're working on page 4 right now. Page 2 is completed. So we're working on page 4. And then I'll move over to page 3 and finish page 1 at the end. And this is being stitched on Under the Sea Fabrics Fiery Skies. This is a piece of Fiery Skies. And I am using Under the Sea fabric. No. I'm using silk on this one. It is, who do I do the Christmas box from every year? Silks for You. I'm using Silks for You. I want to say it's P57. I can look it up. Okay, this is the project bag. Isn't that perfect for Alice? So this I am using PR 124. So stitch Alice in Wonderland stitch in PR 124 Silks for You. And then after I finish the patterns from Bothy Threads, and after I finish Alice, I will do the Tea Party. I have another piece of Fiery Skies. Actually, I bought a fat half, split it in half, so that was each fat quarter. So same piece of Fiery Skies, and I'll use the same threads so that I will have matching silhouettes. Also on Crazy Cupid, I finished the second building in my main street, my Crafters Main Street. Started the third building. So we have, this is the needlework shop. This one was like a journaling shop or something. I don't know what I'm going to call it. I'm probably going to change the name of it. And then this one's the quilt shop. So we'll have the quilt shop. And this pattern was out of Just Cross Stitch. I want to say it was 2005. I don't remember. I'd have to pull the pattern and check. But it was done over four issues. Then also in Crazy Cupid was Tonight We Ride. So some work got done on Tonight We Ride. That'll get worked on again when it gets called up for WIPCO. And then for Whip Warriors, they do what's called the Strident Sal. So you're supposed to work on those long forgotten, sadly neglected stitch-alongs that you started but never finished. I have been working on Storied Steeds. I am down to 2 steeds left. I'm down to 4 colors left. All of the colors are under 1,000 stitches now. And then I have the back stitching. So the colors I have left, I've got 117 of this color here. I have 663 of the color that goes in here. It's one of those, it's a DMC that's kind of fuzzy with a metallic built in it, like that green. So I've got the brown one of that will be on that, be here and on this horse. And then I've got 500 stitches of white left. And then there's one other color. 1, 2, 3, yeah. There's one other color that only has like 300 stitches that I don't remember which one it is. I think it's down in that bottom horse somewhere. But then the Strident Sal for this one ends tomorrow night. So I will probably get the 117 stitches in on that's left on that kind of tan color and get started on the metallic. Why can I not remember the name of that DMC color? Anyway, the next time I show this to you, it should be finished. Unless I come record actually more than once a quarter. And then the other thing, I started Spiral from Jardin Privé, and I am using a Fibers to Die For. No, It's a Live and Die LA fiber. Hold on, let me pull that one up because that's a cool, it's a really cool fiber. So let me, I figured I'm going to be efficient. I'm going to pull everything out of the bag before I start filming. And then that way it'll all be in order and all I have to do is pick it up. And then I'm finding I need stuff out of the bags. So because this one lives on the frame, it lives in the big bag. Oh, it is a Live and Die LA. So this is Aurora Borealis by Live and Die LA. Isn't that a beautiful fiber? I just love that. And I love how it's looking on this. I just love how that is showing up. And the fabric is a mist. It looks blue. Okay, it's kind of a blue-green mystery fabric that Cindy had in the warehouse one time when I was okay. I was originally going to do hometown holidays on these, except for I found that every single shade of white I ever tried on this disappears. So this is great for like colorful fibers like the Aurora Borealis, or it'd be great for silks. So I still have 1.5 yards of this, but I really like how the Aurora Borealis looks on that. Okay, other things I did this month. Look at this, 27 minutes in and we are still talking stitching. This one's going to be a long one. Okay, so I got this pattern to make a Madeline pouch. I bought the zippers. You're like, Stasha, you don't use a sewing machine. You do hand stitching. What are you going to do? Well, I have these really cool pieces from my grandmother. And I don't remember if I showed them to you or not. But I got thinking, I want to make some tote bags. And I have to block them first because you can see that is not straight. That it goes, if I hold it straight, it goes at an angle. And I have this one too. And isn't that just about the right size for a tote bag? So I figured I'm going to block these and make some project bags out of them using the Madeline. And of course I had to get zippers from Joann's before they closed, because I don't know where I'm going to get zippers now. But that, you'll have to keep bugging me on that one, because I get these great ideas and then I have this trouble following through. So if anybody knows how to make tote bags out of reclaimed needlework, I am still off. Let me know. Be happy to pay you to do it. But until then, I will try and figure out. Okay, so haul. Things I got for haul. We got a lot of haul, and I'm doing my best this year to try not to spend money on stitching, because I am almost up to 1,000 patterns in my inventory, and I'm not finishing as many as I purchase. So the new rule is, if I would not be willing to drop everything and stitch it right now, I'm not buying it. I'll put it on a wish list and get it later. But so far, I've actually cut down my spending quite a bit. I am still negative when it comes to Stitch from Stash, though. So I did buy this fabric because up at Stitchery Express, they have this pattern stitched on this fabric, and it is absolutely adorable. So you have Santa and the animals walking through this little snowfield with all of that above it. So this is one of my new starts this year. I'm still working on the 2 finishes to 1 start, with the exception of Hometown Holidays, where I'm starting 2 a month. So, what did I buy from the Nashville experience? I bought the new sampler threads, cerulean from Gast, key lime, because don't those just go perfect together? Eggplant, which looks more black than purple until you put it in with that blue, and then all of a sudden you can see it's purple. And chestnut, which reminds me a lot of Wagon Wheel. But I did get the new shaker threads. The Gentle Arts Simply Shaker threads. I did get the Classic Colorworks pattern. The Classic Colorworks, the new for 2025. And I found out that Classic Colorworks is now doing a monthly subscription. I need to find a shop that is carrying that subscription, but the Classic Colorworks, they will be releasing 3 new colors and every month, and you can subscribe to them. If anybody knows where to subscribe, please say Stasha, dear, my shop's doing it. Here's where you get them. So there are the 3 this year, and there was a pattern to go with it. And the pattern came with the colors, but it also called for 2 more that I didn't have, so I had to buy onion skin and copper penny. But that's going to be a cute one. That'll stitch up quick, right? That's just a small. Okay. I got the Night Garden colors. And I think I'm going to need a second pack of the Night Garden colors, unless I figure out some way to stitch all of these and not run out of fabric, not run out of fibers. So I got the Twilight Moon, and I am just dying to start this. I really am. This one's the Tiny Modernist Night Garden color. Ink Circles did Forget Me Not with an elephant in the Night Garden colors. Counting Puddles Midnight Moth, Moonlit Moth. Blue Flower did a freebie called Iris with the Night Garden colors. And because it's a freebie, it's just the pattern, so I can't show you, but I want to start that too. But I got thinking, I could do those. No, that'd put 2 moons in the sky. But if I did this as the moon and just did the moth. No, I will probably end up doing them all on different fabrics. And then I can just hang them together. Okay, so other things I got from Market. I got the Snail Rider from Tiny Modernist. I don't think I've ever actually stitched anything from Tiny Modernist. I know I've got several of their Biscornus, but I don't think I've actually stitched anything. So this will be a good start for me. I got Lily from Animal Crackers from Stacy Nash. I got Goose, although why Goose is a giraffe, I don't know. but Goose comes with a hat. I got the Heart and Hand Nativity with the Nativity frill. And that also made me pick up the frill for 2 of the other Tiny Towns I already have. Then this one, I need to find the perfect fabric for this one. I do not have a good fabric for this one yet. Although I think Stitchery Express had this in their Sunday Live this week and recommended a fabric, because I have the perfect person to stitch this for, and she gave me this shirt. So guess what you're getting for Christmas this year? Buckle up, Buttercup. You just flipped my crazy switch. So, and then that was the majority of my Nashville. Yeah, that was my Nashville. Okay, that was my Nashville. Or that was what I had planned to be my Nashville. And then I saw these models. The Cricklewood Crossing Songs of Praise. Oh my gosh. When you see these in person, they are amazing. And so I ended up buying the entire series. So, Angels We Have Heard on High. Joy to the World. With Wondering Awe. Silent Night. Once in Royal David City. This was one of my dad's favorite songs. Hark the Herald Angels Sing. And of course you have to follow Hark the Herald Angels Sing with Don't Blink, Nobody Blink. So this was the one I like the bottom part. I'm still haven't, the angel is growing on me. But I got thinking, since a pattern is just a place to start, and you're always welcome to modify it, I have so many angel charms that I might leave that angel out and put in like 2 or 3 angel charms instead. I have two white angel buttons that I could put facing each other right there. That would be so perfect if I put the 2 angel charms facing each other. They have their trumpets, so their trumpets would be blowing to each other. Anyway, I seriously cannot wait to start all my Nashville purchases, but I've got so much stuff. And I am really trying to stick to 25 and 25. I am trying not to start all the things. And then I did manage to get some 550. I know 550 has been really hard to find lately. And since I use a lot of it in Sentinel, I was running low, so I made sure to restock. And then I bought some Whimsical. This might just be the perfect fabric for Blue Moon. Oh, for Twilight Moon. What do you think? Oh no, I'm going to lose the blue on that, aren't I? No. We're going to lose the blue on that. I don't know, maybe not. I wouldn't lose it here. Right? Oh, that's perfect. Okay, this is another Bestitch Me. This is Winter Mix. I think Winter Mix is going to go with Twilight Moon. Winter Mix might also work for Forget Me Not. All of the night garden patterns are supposed to be 90 by 9, under 90 by 9. No, they were supposed to be under 60 by 60. The irises is a little bit larger. I got Scotsman. This is also another bestitched me. That might work for this. I will be thinking about that. I like Brandy's fabrics, and so the Whimsical Winter Mix and Scotsman, when I saw that those were on sale, it was like, oh yes, definitely gonna grab those. Then okay, I don't remember getting these. I don't remember where they're from. But I got Sandbar. It's a 32 count linen. We're doing haul right now. So Whimsical Winter again. If you recognize that sign, tell me who I bought these fabrics from. Oh, these are Under the Sea. Because this is Freya. These, okay. Under the Sea Fabrics, Whimsical Winter. Under the Sea Fabrics, Sandbar Linen. Oh. I think that'd be better for the elephant. Yeah, okay. The elephant goes with the Sandbar. You know what? I think I like that for that too. Okay, yeah, the tiny modernist is going to go on Under the Sea as well. Under the Sea Freya. Moonlit Waters. Oh, that might be better for this too. Oh, no, better idea. Hamlet. I think those are just going to pop on that. Okay, Moonlit Moth is going on Hamlet. Stonewashed. That's looking faded out when I look at it on the screen, but it is a light blue denim. It does look like a stonewashed denim. Moonlit Waters without the sparklies. Yeah. That's looking really good on that too. That moth's gonna be hard to, oh, no. There's the Hamlet without the sparklies. I think I like the Hamlet without the sparklies for the moth better. And Red Skies at Night. Also by Under the Sea Fabric. Okay, and then I got a card from one of my semi-sane asylum friends. I have never met her. But the way my brain says to pronounce her name is Cleota. I don't know if that's right. Could be Cleota. I don't know how to say her name. So anyway, she sent me, she knows that I like Just Nan patterns. So she sent me some Just Nan patterns. Little Hedgie. The gingerbread mouse stocking. Oakley owl. Oh no, I bought Oakley owl. I think this was the third one. I think this was the third one that she sent me. And she sent me some really nice scissors. They're called Kisses. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. And I've got too many things to start right now. So these will probably not get started right away. Okay, but I did get Oakley Owlet. I don't know, maybe Cleota sent me this one too. I don't remember, I'm sorry. But thank you, thank you, thank you for sending them to me. And I got Spring in the Tulips, which is one of the letters series that I was missing. And I bought October Eves. Okay, one of the three big ones was the one Cleota sent me. It may have been October Eves. I know it wasn't Spring in the Tulips. It's one of these two. So she sent me one of these two. And I'm very, very grateful. Okay. So Redneck Bifocal Stitcher Sarah stitched this and passed the stash and gave it to me. And this one will get stitched. I'm probably going to go with the darker. Oh, maybe I'll go with Hamlet. Maybe I'll do the Sparkly Moonlit Water. So anyway, I was going to go with the darker version and stitch it with a lighter color. And then at A&G, I got Minerva at midnight when somebody brought in some stash to pass. I got thinking, I probably will not do it in the pink and teal, but wouldn't that look good in like purple and yellow or purples and blues? And I also got this one, Minerva. I love those, just the way the black beads look. And again, I'll probably do a color switch out on this as well. Because after all, pattern's just a place to start. It is an idea. It is a designer's idea. And we are very grateful to our designers. And we would not do anything to hurt their businesses. Because it's a hard business to make money in. It's a lot of work for a very little profit. Okay. See, that's the card Cleota sent me. Okay. We are now moving into the true crime part. So if you do not want to listen to the true crime part, then you can head out now and just fast forward and look at the pictures at the end of the ones that I said I was going to send pictures to. I was going to do pictures of, I'm going to make notes here, Princesses du Mal, and My Haid, and Fortunate Traveler, which I'm not bringing upstairs, Kingdom of Books, yeah, those were the four. And then the ones I forgot to show you that I worked on during Crazy Cupid And this one also got some love during the Lion and Lamb because it is a Mirabilia full coverage. Wait. I didn't know Nora Corbett did a full coverage. Well, once upon a time, the very first Mirabilia piece I ever saw was Mother's Arms. And this, to me, is full coverage because every single thing is going to be stitched on this. This was the first Mirabilia I bought, and I just barely started it a couple of years ago. I think I started it last year. So this got some love this year already, and it'll get 1,000 stitches more when it gets called on WhipGo. Okay, during Crazy Cupid, we also got some time in on Summer Queen. I have hit skin on Summer Queen. So we are, the skirt is pretty much almost done. We are just working our way up. We'll hit the bodice fairly shortly. And Goblin Market got some time. So where we're at with Goblin Market is that nasty spider web that goes across everything. And it's all backstitch, and it's not fun. But I am almost to the top of Goblin Market, and I've been backstitching as I go along. So once I hit that top row, it will be done and finished, which will be nice. Because once I get that one done, I will feel less guilty about starting this one. And you're going, Stasha, why would you feel guilty about starting a piece? This came out in 2009. I have had this piece since 2009. I have had this piece kitted up since 2012. I have Cashel Haunted. Haunted is the what I'm doing Wild Hunt on as well. So I have a piece of Haunted. And picture this plus for it. All the threads. And these, I'm stitching this one with Sullivan's. I've never used Sullivan thread before. So this will be interesting. I'll tell you, once I start it, I'll let you know how I like Sullivan's. I've got all the Krynics. I have all the beads. I have the water lilies. And somebody was telling me that when they did this, because the water lilies, it is that green and yellow, and then it's got gray. It's got the gray spots in it. They stitched it in such a way that they tried to put the gray spots together so that they'd look like craters in the moon. And I thought that is kind of a cool idea. I think I'm going to try that. Oh, I've got 2 skeins of the water lilies. So I am ready to start this. If I could just get past the guilt of starting something big when all I finished this year is smalls. I think once I finish Storied Steeds, I can start another horse piece. Although I'm leaning more towards, once I finish Goblin Market, I will swap this out for Goblin Market. Because it's been kitted since 2012. That is over 10 years. So, do you ever have anxiety about starting a piece that you've held on to for a while? I know exactly where I'm going to hang it in the holidays. I just haven't started it. I know it's going to stitch up fast. It's the way I rotate, it's only going to take a couple of years to do it. So it makes no sense. It makes no sense. But now for the crime portion of Stitch and Crime. So we have at least 3 cases here in Utah, possibly 4, where the parents have been assisting their daughters in eliminating problem husbands. The first one I want to talk about is Jennifer Gledhill, who on February 28th had a detention hearing where it was determined that she gets to stay in jail until her trial. Her trial date, jury selection, starts December 8th of this year. And the trial should start December 15th if they can seat a jury. So they had detention and pretrial motions, and they came up. So let me tell you about Jennifer Gledhill. Jennifer Gledhill was married to a gentleman who belonged to the Utah National Guard. And he didn't show up for work. Didn't show up for drill. And his friends were really concerned that he was going to be declared AWOL. They went to his house. Well, they called the police, reported him missing. Police went to his house. Jennifer's parents were scrubbing the house down, including removing a bloodstained mattress. Jennifer's father said that he wasn't there when the incident occurred. The other thing that happened was that Jennifer's paramour, I know we're fond of that word paramour here in Utah since we seem to use it in the Kouri Richins case too. I don't know if there's some legal meaning behind paramour or not, but anyway, Jennifer Gledhill's boyfriend had the text conversation where she confessed killing her husband to him. So she also told him she buried the body in a shallow grave. They have found the top part of the cargo container that. So you know how some cars have that overhead cargo container you can put on the roof. She loaded his body into a cargo container. Okay, she allegedly, because we haven't had the trial yet, she told the boyfriend that she loaded his body into the cargo container, slid it down the stairs, got it into the back of his truck, took it out somewhere, buried it, and then left his truck somewhere. Well, they found the top of the cargo container. It has her husband's blood on it. And, you know, it's not fair that we don't call him by his name. So, let's get his name. Matthew Johnson. I thought it was Matthew Johnson, but I just wanted to make sure. So Matthew Johnson, who was 51 years old, his body has not been found. The National Guard and many police departments have been looking for it. They think he is somewhere along the Western Corridor, so Legacy Highway or roads further west, based on cell phone data before she turned it off. Also, the amount of time it took her between when she turned the phone off and where she was when she turned it on. They have a radius. They've been using drones. They've been using dogs. They've been using everything they can. They have found the top part of the cargo container with Matthew's blood in it. They have not found his body or the bottom half of the cargo container. So it is fairly close to a wetlands. There is the possibility that it floated away, maybe. I don't know. But her parents were initially charged with contaminating a crime scene and assisting with a murder after the fact. So that's our first set of parents. So our next set of parents is Matthew Restelli's in-laws. Matthew Restelli married Kathryn Grist, or it could have been Kathryn Ellis. Her brother's name is Kevin Ellis. Her mother is Tracey Grist. But Kathryn is now Kathryn Restelli because she married Matthew, and they moved to California, and they had some kids. And then Kathryn decided she was done with California, and she was done with Matthew. Instead of just filing for divorce like a normal person, she and her family kind of ambushed Matthew and shot him. That kind of sounds like what Lori Daybell's going on trial for tomorrow, isn't it? She's accused, Lori Daybell is accused of having her brother shoot her husband, Charles Vallow. Her brother was Adam Cox. And they claimed it was self-defense, but there's forensic evidence that pretty much shows that no, it was a premeditated murder. And some of the evidence that came out in the trial of the deaths of Lori's children and her new husband Chad's wife Tammy pretty much show that it was all premeditated to get rid of their spouses so that Chad and Lori could be together. So the Restellis, however, rather than Googling the Daybells and seeing how the Daybells got away with it, because Lori was almost getting away with it until after she was convicted of killing her kids, and then Arizona filed charges. The Restellis Googled Donna Adelson. Donna's on trial for helping plan her son-in-law's death. You'd think Tracey would want somebody who got away with it, not somebody who was in the thick of it. So, anyway, Tracey Grist, Matthew Restelli, the text messages show that Matthew was being encouraged to come to Utah to pick up his wife and children and take them back to California. Instead, when he walked into the house, he took off his shoes, called for his wife, and was shot by his brother-in-law, allegedly. Allegedly. They haven't gone to trial yet. On January 15th, at his pretrial hearing, it was shown that Ellis had access to an AirTag that showed him exactly where Matthew's truck was. And so he knew exactly where Matthew was. Kathryn Restelli, and so Kevin's had his preliminary hearing. Kathryn Restelli and Tracey Grist will be having their preliminary hearings in May. So May 20th and May 22nd, there will be preliminary hearings for the Restelli, for Matthew Restelli's murder. The police said that they didn't think somebody, just like the Daybells claimed that it was self-defense, Kevin Ellis claimed that his brother-in-law attacked him with a knife. Except the police figured there was something wrong when Matthew's shoes had been removed at the front door. The knife was not held in his dominant hand. Matthew is left-handed and the knife was in his right hand. And it was also being held in such a way that he would have hurt himself instead of somebody else if he had tried to use it. So police are pretty sure this was a staged scene. So anyway, that one's coming up. Kohberger's coming up this spring. Well, this summer. Kohberger starts in August. There's a lot of people covering Kohberger right now. And this has already been a long video. So if you are interested in the slaying of the 4 Idaho students and what's happened in Idaho, you're going to have to go talk to somebody else, because I'll talk about it later, but not this video. So anyway, other things going on in Utah. I mentioned that, the third parents helping with the kids, Kouri Richins, our dear lady who wrote who had a ghostwriter. Let's not say she wrote the children's book. She had a ghostwriter write a children's book for her kids about their father's death, is now going to trial sometime in April. I don't remember the exact date because they're still going through preliminary hearings and evidentiary motions on what evidence is going to be allowed in. If you've heard the phrase walk the dog letter, that's the one where Kouri wrote the letter saying walk the dog, and there's some debate about what the phrase walk the dog means. The walk the dog letter gets to come into trial with the exception of 4 sentences which should be considered protected because they have to do with the defense strategy. Even though it's for an attorney who quit due to irreconcilable differences or ethical concerns. Basically, they felt that they absolutely could not in good conscience continue as her defense lawyer. So Sky Lazaro. Sky Lazaro is no longer Kouri Richins' defense attorney. The other thing that's going to be coming in as evidence, as of March 28th, the judge ruled that the orange notebook found in Kouri's house, just the first 5 pages of it, are going to be allowed in. Kouri's defense team was saying, no, that was seized before they had the warrant. They were doing a warrant, but it didn't include documents. Well, within 2 hours of the first warrant, without leaving the house, the second warrant, which did include documents, was served. So, since the police didn't leave the house, they would have inevitably found the orange notebook, because there was no way Kouri would have been able to destroy it since the police didn't leave between the first and second warrants. So they would have found it. Well, the first 5 pages apparently detail exactly how she killed Eric with fentanyl. And they're pointing out that the defendant has a master's degree. She's not an idiot. But she still chose to journal what she did to her husband. And her mother may have been helping her. This is, again, our third case. So, there's also some speculation that the reason Kouri's mother could help her with this is Kouri's mother's roommate, who may or may not have been her lover, died in similar suspicious circumstances. But so far, no charges have been brought against Kouri's mother. So, there's our parents helping. And I want to say there's a 4th case, but for the life of me, I cannot remember now which one it was that the parents were involved in. Okay, but we are going to talk about domestic violence. If you are involved in a domestic violence situation, please call the domestic violence hotline. Text the hotline. There is help available. There are organizations and people who will help you. Please do not stay in a situation where you could be hurt or killed. Get out and get help. And I know it's hard. I know it's hard because you love them. But they don't love you because control and pain is not love. Okay, just telling you that right now. So, I'm worried about any of you turning out like these next cases we're going to talk about. Summer Roney was 30 years old. She was found just after midnight on New Year's Day, shoved into a box in the back of her boyfriend's Jeep. She had been folded up and shoved in a box. And was found in the back seat of her boyfriend's Jeep. The other thing found in that Jeep was a hammer with Summer's blood on it. I'll let you draw your own conclusions there. But he felt secure enough to park his Jeep in the parking lot of a convenience store and go in to get beer. That's where he was found. That's where she was found. In a convenience store parking lot in a box in the back of his Jeep. I do not want any of my stitching friends to end up like Summer. Please, please. It's scary, I know. Call and get help. 4 days later, Talia Benward was found dead in Tooele County, which is an hour outside of Salt Lake. She was found, I understand it was in one of the slot canyons. Her boyfriend, and I'm not saying this for political reasons, but her boyfriend had been deported multiple times. The latest time he was deported was Christmas Eve. Just over 2 weeks before her body was found. He was her ex-boyfriend, according to the family. He had been calling to find his car. And when they found his car, it was found smelling of bleach and gasoline, but had not yet been torched, I believe. Again, domestic violence situation. Autumn Mercado was found in January. Mid-January. The news article reported on February 7th that originally her husband was arrested. He was arrested for basically, Autumn was found at the bottom of a staircase with 2 small children in the house. Her husband claimed, oh, she must have tripped down the stairs. But from what it looks like at this point, she didn't go down those stairs willingly. And then he got a rideshare to go shopping, leaving 2 children alone with her in the house. And from what people have been deducing so far, she was not alive when he left with the rideshare. But he left his 2 children alone with the body. He has since been released and no charges filed yet. The speculation is at this time, forensics is backed up. And we don't know what's going on. Her family is concerned, as they should be. I mean, she was found in suspicious circumstances and the children were abandoned, but I don't know who has custody of the children. Hopefully her family and not him. But we did have an Amber Alert earlier this week because two young children were missing, supposedly in the custody of their father, who their mother had a restraining order against. Neighbors called the fire department and police because her trailer was on fire. The fire department and police arrived in time to remove her body before it was burned. But she was definitely deceased. And Mayra Catalan-Dimas, okay, I don't know if I'm saying this name right. Mayra Catalan-Dimas was 23 years old. The man arrested for unaliving her is Ricardo Trujillo. He is 29. These are babies. These are children. Okay, at my age, they seem like children. I'm sure there's other stitchers out there that are going, oh, those are my age. They had 2 kids. The Amber Alert went out on March 24th. They were located in Springville Canyon. Springville again. The Daybells lived in Springville. The Restellis are near Springville. Ruby Frankie was in Springville. What's in the water down there, folks? Anyway, those are my cases. Those are the ones we're talking about right now. So I will keep everybody up to date, especially when Kouri Richins goes to trial this month. Daybell trial starts tomorrow. Koberger is in August. Gledhill is in December. Restelli, we won't know when that trial is scheduled until May 20th. And the others are still in the early stages of investigation. So, stay safe out there. Please, stay safe. And try and keep you a little more updated. Once a quarter just isn't cutting it. Especially when I'm going this long into filming. I mean, I try and keep them about an hour. We're going to be about an hour and a half once I have the pictures. So, everyone, remember, we follow patterns. Things happen in patterns. If a partner has ever put their hands around your throat, that is a pattern. And statistics say that pattern is not healthy. Please get help. Please call somebody, tell somebody, get help. And I'm going to go ahead and say, have a great evening. And I'll post some pictures here and get this loaded up. Hopefully before the jury gets picked for the Daybell trial. See y'all later, Floss Tube.